Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another War of the Visions video. And this week in War of the Visions, we are kind of getting two new units. We're definitely getting Lunicestis Kitone, which is going to be the main focus of this video. And then we're getting access to the metals that we can later use to get Water Veritas. I'll save Water Veritas for the next video. This video is going to be all about Lunicestis Kitone. She will be purchasable just like Shadow Lynx was last week, or you can go for her on the banner, and she's going to come along with a nice free vision card that we're going to get access to. That's a job-based card that will be good for both her and Shadow Lynx from last week. So let's talk about those things. Now, real quick, before we get into her kit on WoTV, I do want to point out that Siphonic Stance does have a follow-up attack on it. This is not translated on the WoTV site, so when we get there, just know that that is something that she has that's not mentioned. Okay, so here's our girl. The first thing I want to point out is her stat line for a 70 cost unit is pretty solid. 65 agility. She's not a slow girl. She has 3841 HP, 575 attack. This is again before dream upgrading. Those numbers are all fine for the type of job she's supposed to be running. Her only attack type weakness is missile, and of course she's weak to light, being that she's a dark element unit. She is strong to poison, berserk, and slow, so a lot going on in the stat lines that make you think, hey, okay, she could be pretty solid. If we look at what she's bringing, her jobs are Ash Moon Fist or Lunicestis Fist or something like that, whatever it is in English, Night and Nightblade. I actually don't hate these sub-jobs. Even though they're a little bit old, they give you access to some really good support abilities in Night, and Nightblade is going to help make her a really effective dark chaining unit, whether you want to chain in Strike, which is her main job, or chain in Nightblade, which is one of her sub jobs. She could be really clutch for some PvE dark teams, especially if your roster isn't totally loaded out yet. Now, here's what she's coming with. Her accessory, her TMR Memory's Hair Ornament, does have 8 agility. You read that right. This thing's got 8 agility. It is loaded on agility, so a very, very fast TMR. The buff drops aggro by 6, decreases AP consumption by 25 for 3 turns, and increases reaction block rate by 50. The buff itself definitely has uses, especially messing with the de-aggro part of it. Hey, being able to put de-aggro on any unit you're running that you just might not want the enemies to focus on, there's power there. There's definitely some ways to manipulate this TMR. And the fact that it comes with 8 agility, that's sweet, man. 8 agility TMR is about as fast as it gets, so throw some trust stones on there and you are speeding up any unit that you want to throw that on. Her master ability, she's got her group buff, of course she does. Then she comes with defense pin 10, acquired AP 30. She has reduced magical damage, larger the attack size, anywhere from 3 to 15%. So she's got a little magic reduction barrier that she's just going to come with, again, depending on the AoE size. She has debuff weakening 20 on herself and an upgraded to the skill Tsukikage Khan. We'll find out what that is later. All right, let's check out those skills. Her support ability. She has a double upgraded first support ability. Let's just look at the fully upgraded version. It gives 12% agility. You want agility. It gives 40 defense pin. It drops her aggro by 5 and gives her a like Skahal courage effect. If you don't play Skahal or you weren't around when he was a big deal, this means if she's ever above 70% HP, she has undispellable courage. If you can find a way to keep this girl topped off, she cannot be one shot from above 70% HP. Really powerful. That's super good. So that support ability, you're always going to run it. It gives her penetration, agility, anti-aggro, and a free courage. You'll love to see it. Now, what are your other options? Night gives you AoE resist 12 and debuff resist 15. This debuff resist 15 is take it or leave it, but AoE resist is a very nice stat. Shinobi's Creed, it gives her +1 move and 200% chance CT down for self. I don't know what this means. Does this mean that when she hits people, she will knock their CT down? That's pretty powerful if that's what that means, but I'm not sure about the translation there. If you go Secret of the Nightblade, which is a very good PvE sub-job because it gives you attack, it also gives you accuracy and drops your evasion rate by 10. I don't think you're going to be too worried about dodging, but the accuracy and attack are very good. And then if you want to lean into PvP slashing, you do have slash attack pin 40 with HP on it right here. If you're running Nightblade sub in PvP, you might want to run this because that penetration will help her, bounce between the most efficient attack, whether it's striking or slashing. So overall, I'm going to give her a really good score for support abilities here, much better than many other 70 costs in the game, especially because of this first one. Okay, her counter move. Her new counter move is a 20% chance. It'll give her 100 CT back, and now she will absorb 30% of the damage she deals on her next turn. Okay, that's pretty cool. So it'll speed her up a little bit and help her heal. Keep in mind that helping her heal might be the difference between this courage being active or not. If you're ever thinking about running a different one of these counter abilities, let me just counter that by saying, say she gets knocked down to 50% HP, therefore nullifying her perma courage. If she procs this counter move and then absorbs damage dealt on her next turn, she will put herself maybe back into the threshold for her courage proc. So that's definitely what this design right here is meant to be doing. Okay. Her new main job, her cheat move, Quick Punch, has 6 uses. It will restore 200 CT to herself, does 121% damage, and you can see she scales solely off of attack. So she'll just scale off of 120% of her base attack. Suction Stance. This is the one in the client that wasn't translated very well. It's an accuracy buff for herself. It will give her absorb damage, which once again, that absorb damage is a big deal because that will help keep her above that 70% threshold as long as she's not getting chained down. This could really help her, always have her courage going. Then it has the follow-up attack. We'll go ahead and look at that follow-up attack. It's right here. So Chasing Flowers, it's a 50% damage follow-up attack that restores CT to herself. So a lot of CT restore built into her kit, which is fun to play with, right? King Bradley comes to mind as somebody who is constantly restoring his own CT and lapping folks. Okay. Beat resistance early. It's another striking move. This will decrease strike attack resist on the target. It's a small AoE at medium range. It does 165% damage and it increases her agility for 25% for 3 turns. So much of this girl's kit is about it, popping CT up, buffing up her own agility to go faster. She's meant to be fast. She's meant to hit hard, and hey, look, I get Bradley keeps coming to mind. It worked for him, and he's only a slashing unit. She's got striking and slashing in her kit. I don't know. This seems pretty solid in PvP. Okay, Sugetsu's Protection. This will give her a physical damage barrier, 50%, 3 times for herself, and grants the following effect upon hit for allies. Decrease the enemy's agility by 15% for 3 turns. So she'll take less damage, and this will scale nicely with her increase in speed on some of her other abilities to decrease the speed of your enemies. All right, I like that. Then this upgraded move right here. It's a single target move that you can select 2 targets, right? So it'll hit single target resist, not AoE resist, but is a multi-target attack. It dispels buffs, haste, physical, and magic damage up, does 165% mod damage, and if the target is killed, guess what? She gets CT up. More of that in her kit. This is a nice dispel right here. She also gets a barrier break with her job level 25 move that, again, that 165 damage mod. This has a boosted hit chance, so that'll go nicely with some of the other accuracy buffs in her kit. And if her HP is above 50%, she will restore 10 AP. So another incentive with this move to have her be draining enemies' HP as she's hitting them to hit another threshold. Well, she'll get a little bit of an AP restore buff if her HP is high. Okay, her new sub job. When would you run this? You would run this if you wanted to chain in PvE. It has a 3-hit dark slashing or dark punching, striking is the word I'm looking for, attack. So if you're building a dark chaining team, maybe something that's weak to strike, here you go. You have a 3-hitter right there. Then this is an interesting buff. Move and jump +1 with a 300 CT restore. If you're really trying to ambush somebody with her, maybe that's when you would run that. But I think the big implication of this sub job is the 3-hitter. Knight. Why would you run Knight sub? Yeah, you probably wouldn't. Honestly, Knight seems to be here for the support abilities at the top, so maybe just forget that one. Knight Blade sub job, on the other hand, gives you access to Drain Rush. So if you're building a dark slash chaining team, here is a 3-hit slashing attack with 4 uses. This is a core move in high score chaining teams. She's got it in her kit. That's phenomenal. So you love to see that. Then her Limit Break. It's a 2-target selector, 2-hit attack. Range is a shortish. It's long. It's the short end of long, right? Range 4. It's a 2-hitter, does 200% modifier damage, and gives her haste for 3 turns when it hits. Overall, I think this is a very impressive 70 cost kit. And just as a thought experiment, if I was to go to the units tab right here, sort by dark, and then sort by cost 70, you'll see that Dark is swimming in 70 cost units that are pretty good. Halloween Lucia being the most prominent of them, Bronwell being the latest one we've got, and now Moonfist Kitone will be the newest addition, with Whisper being an OG unit. So lots of Dark 70 cost for cost limited. This is just the newest one in the group. Okay, we are also getting this vision card. It's really good considering it's free. Now, building it might cost some Visior. I don't know that there are quests in the game to give us shards for this or not. Like, I don't play on JP and I haven't heard one way or the other. Still, the stat line on it, it does have a point of agility. It's got attack and HP. The unit effect, increase attack, increase critical hit rate. You like both of those things. The party effect, you can see it's for bows, guns, fists, and daggers. So there's your jobs. I've said this in my other videos. I said it on stream last night. They really should have condensed bows and guns into just missile. That should have just been one job grouping. I think you would have actually seen a few more teams come out if bows and guns would have been condensed, because right now you just don't see any of it, which I think is kind of sad. But either way, it's job type for Shadow Lynx from last week and for Kitone this week. It's Human Killer 30 with physical attack. That's solid. Accuracy 20 is okay. And reaction block rate 40. You're never going to hate that. It's none of the 3 big stats that you're looking for when you're building a team, like the no doubters. You have to have it, but still, it's solid for a free card. I know, like on my new player account, I'm excited to get this and build it because, hey, it's a free UR vision card that I didn't have before. And then on Guild Map, it'll have critical damage 15, so a nice solid guild map buff right there for this Hollow VC. Okay, that's it for this video. In the next video, which will be coming out probably tomorrow morning, I am going to talk about Water Veritas, our second UR unit that is at least releasing this week. So look forward to that one if you want to check that out. We'll also talk about when Veritas's upgrades. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great day. I'll see you next time. Peace.